So, some are wondering what's been going on. I've been busy, and the only reason I have time right now is because my job was shut down due to the Dem panic. Yes, you heard me correctly. I tell it like it is. But anyhow, thought I'd just share a few things I'm doing right now and what could be going on today, March 31st, 2020, Tuesday. So, I figured I'll start with the Hyundai. How's the Hyundai been doing? Well, been doing well, actually. In fact, I just broke 8,000 miles on it today. So far, so good. And the one thing I'm happy to say, because I've been keeping every fuel receipt and putting it on my Excel file, my fuel budget so far, it has taken me 4 months to spend on fuel. What took me just a month to spend when I daily drove the 3,500. So, where I'm going with that is, if this car could just stay solid and not break on me, it will have been a success and a good idea to have gotten this car. And, well, hopefully I'm not jinxing it by making this video, but I'm afraid only time will tell. So, one of the first notable things I did here, believe it or not, this is actually just Plasti-Dip. Vintage gold, and then I sprayed some glossifier on top of it. Came out good so far. So far, so good. I pretty much used an entire can per wheel, and then only amount of glossifier I need to get the one wet coat, so I don't have the adverse effects of putting the glossifier on there. But just visit the Dip Your Car channel. They have all the details. But anyway, this is how it came out. I'll get a close-up of it. As we get closer and closer here, what you'll see, I mean, I've already done this about a week or so ago. I actually had to get more stuff from dipyourcar.com, but notice how I didn't spray here. I actually took the wheel off the car. That's how I always paint my wheels anyway, and I didn't paint over the emblem. I wanted to have a little bit of contrast. I thought this and the 5 lugs around it would be a good contrast. Got this from Slime. It's like a nice garnet red or ruby red to go with the red of my Hyundai. That's about the extent of it. It's one little drip on the back here. Is it this wheel? Nah, you gotta get a close notice of it, but came out good so far. The only thing is, I feel the aerosols kind of spray like crap. So when I do this the next time around, I'm definitely going to use a spray gun. Be it a pneumatic one, and I'll invest in a better one, or I'll get the DYC kit. That's the only thing I advise so far, and here's what I mean. So here's a can of the Plasti-Dip glossifier. I already shook it up a bit. See how it sprays? Not bad. But when that can was brand spanking new, it had a lot more punch behind it. Now the problem with spraying any rubber-based paint, you're going to have a lot of air pass through it. That's why it's far more efficient to have a spray gun. And not to mention that, you know, sometimes the plastic tips can be defective. That's why one of the gold ones dripped. And here's my spray gun now. This is a Husky one. A bit better than the Harbor Freight one I had. But I do need to get a slightly higher quality one where I can get different tips. And here's where I'm also going with this. Okay, this is my 60-gallon compressor here. You've seen the videos I've done on that. Now, I mentioned how you get a lot of punch when that can is new, but that diminishes very quickly. And more than not, the propellant diminishes before you get all the product out, and then some of these colors are not cheap. So, very wasteful, very inefficient. So if you have one of these here that I'm showing, like my compressor, or any compressor that can sustain air tools, in the case of my compressor, we're talking about 60 gallons of at least 150 psi, which gets knocked down to about 30 or so at this gun. I built this gun with its own regulator in here. That's going to be a lot more sustainable. Not to mention that on a spray gun, you can change out the different tips, adjust them accordingly. Because going back to my wheel here, alright, especially with this wheel design, I can adjust the pattern here. Like the spray cans are only going to give you a fan pattern. But on a gun like this here, you can adjust to have a conical pattern, and the conical pattern is a lot better for getting in between the spokes and even the space of the barrel here. And as far as I know, yes, you can buy vintage gold in the gallons, as do the glossifier. And it's actually more cost effective. And if you want to look at it from an environmental standpoint, it's better from that too, because I mean, rubber-based paint as it is already has some pretty nasty fumes to begin with, and then you're adding the propellant that wears down quicker than the paint, and you have all that leftover product. So over time, you actually come out on top by buying in bulk and having one of these. So with all that out of the way, this is how this is for now, but when this car needs tires, I will definitely redo this, because even though I used a whole can, you see, because I couldn't get that conical pattern, I don't think it laid out as thick in certain sections like it could have. That's the other problem I have, is the inconsistency with the can. And I feel like some of the silver from the stock wheel is shining through because at certain angles, and I get this is one of the lighter golds, it looks very silvery at times on certain angles. So when I'm ready to redo this with the spray gun, I'm also going to buy a whole gallon of, I think they call it sulfur yellow. And I'm going to lay down several layers of the sulfur yellow before I lay down the vintage gold. And I don't know if that's going to have as much of an effect of it, but also that'll make the Plasti-Dip that much thicker. So that's my plans for the future. And again, this was just an initial experimentation. I bought the whole kit, final out the door, for under 70 bucks. So I really want to see how it goes, and I gotta say, considering my very first time trying it, not half bad. So I'm happy with this for now. This will suffice. The last couple of things I just want to show what I had done. The glare from the headlights when I drive early morning or late at night was really bad. So have a 5% here, 20% on the side. And just for everyone's clarification, because I looked at one of the official New York State DMV website, and when I clicked on the link regarding the tint, it directs you to the official New York State DMV YouTube channel, and it points out that as you have a mirror here and a mirror there, okay, if you have side view mirrors, you can make this glass as dark as you wish. They will not inspect the back glass if you got side view mirrors. And then in the back here, kind of hide it away, get on the ground here so you can see it. There you go. Got a Curt hitch. I feel the Curt was a bit better on this one. I got the drawbar coming. So that's pretty much it on that. The only couple other things I'm going to get for this car, I'm going to get the WeatherTech deflectors. I'll let you know when I get those, and the WeatherTech floor liners, but not the rear seat cover. And the reason I'm not going to get it on this car, it blocks your middle seat belt, so you're not able to use it. And I feel $180 is a lot of money to pay for a cover that's going to give you that problem. If I'm going to have that problem, why pay $180 for that when I can just get a moving blanket from Harbor Freight for like $5? Not to mention, as I said earlier in the video, I want to really be careful with what I spend on this car. So that's about it. That's all I want to show for now as far as the Hyundai is concerned. As for the 3500, well, not much to see. I am going to get that big bumper for it eventually, but right now I got other fish to fry financially. But now that I have the Hyundai, I just keep this thing nice and safe in its garage. It barely fits. It's kind of cool. Let me show you. Right up close and personal here. Alright, it's not hitting the door. A bit of a gap, but yeah, it's nice up close. I actually have a little bit of space behind it. Could slip this cart right behind it there. So otherwise it's been behaving itself, and now I'm able to preserve it. And enough about the friggin' cars for once. A little bit of home improvement. This 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood. So got those floors. I put in those floors yesterday. Ran out of screws last night, so I had to go buy some more deck mates, and I actually got that completed. Thankfully I was able to put these in when I did the back piece. So other than that, this is a damn good shed. Neighbor of ours, good friend of ours, built this. Unfortunately, he's no longer on this earth with us, but yeah, this shed's going to be 17 years old this fall. Still standing strong. Needs a little work done to it, but we'll work our magic with it, and then I can't see why I can't get another 17 years. So, just want to show the floors, though. Now, we used plenty of Thompson's water seal last summer on all the wood underneath. It looked like a deck like this. We actually had a screen underneath the deck because we wanted it to breathe. Worked well for the first 3 years. Let the air circulate. But then it started letting the mice circulate as well. So we figured it was just time to add a floor here. And it'll give it a little more structure too. So that's about it over there. Well, that's pretty much all I got to show for now. Just want to get 2020 kicked off. You know, I wanted to make a video for wrapping up 2019, but, you know, things just got crazy. You know how it is that time of year. The light don't last that long, and I wasn't home too often because I was with my grandmother in the city. So, just had all that going on. But hey, at least I'm getting stuff done, and I guess one way to look at this is I can get the home stuff done that I don't have to wait for the weekends for. So when I do go back to the grind, well, I can better enjoy my weekends. I guess that's one way to look at it. You know, just trying to stay positive here and just trying to make some lemonade out of the lemons that life is throwing at me at the moment. But we shall all get through this. We shall prevail. And to all you good folks out there, I just want to say, be smart, be safe, protect yourselves. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day.